Hello and welcome to Jack's Jam. Today I'll be talking about the five teams that have qualified for the Champions League next season in the Premier League and my opinion on their chances next season. So obviously after Liverpool, City, Chelsea and Spurs finished top four and United recently won Europa League, the occasion that happens once in a blue moon has occurred and we have five teams in our English league that has qualified for the Champions League, which will make it a lot better, a lot more entertaining. So I'm going to start with obviously their chances in the Premier League, in the Champions League next season. So I'm going to start with Spurs. And obviously, we know there's difficulties. They've had difficulties at White Hart, at Wembley. Last season they played in Europe, didn't quite do as well as they wanted to, and obviously again they're going to be at Wembley this year, and they could start the season a bit shaky because where they are, and that could obviously knock confidence for them in the Champions League. And so and then the chances of losing Walker and Rose, and Dia, three players that are going to be in the squad, the small squad that they have. Obviously, they might be moving on, they might be leaving. I don't know what reasons, like not getting the wages or something. But so obviously not being biased, but Walker and Rose, I feel like two best fullbacks in the league. So it's going to be difficult to replace them and to exceed how good they are. So that's going to be difficult. And obviously, so for Spurs, I'd say some improvements. Like to have a squad, obviously not just 11, because at the moment it seems like it is just 11 they have, and there's not really, and obviously there's no game changes on the bench. So I think they need to get a few names in, a few quite big names in that will boost the squad. Okay, so moving on, Chelsea are league winners this year. Congratulations to them. I'd say obviously they could be caught off guard possibly next season. Maybe that's the only thing you could really say to have something negative about their chances next season. But I think they'll be right, because I think they have a good manager. I think they have a good set of players. But the only problem I suppose is that it could be caught off guard. The fact that they're playing a lot more than they did last season. However, by not playing Europe and the other teams did, which could have helped them win the league. However, they did have to slightly adapt in order to reach the FA Cup final. So they did sort of have more games. So obviously, if they want to compete again, maybe they need to improve their fitness. But again, I'd say it's just the same really. The game changes on the bench, only possibly really Willian, and I'd love to see the Spurs. Obviously, a good game changer. Fabregas, who has pushed himself into the team ahead of Pedro this season. Batshuayi, he has taken his chance when it's been given to him. So again, I'd just say I think it's easily capable for them to do so, but I just again for them boost the squad ability. Again, so moving on, I'd say United, who just recently won the Europa League. Congratulations to them. I'd say their squad depth is probably good, but at the same time, it's probably not the quality the fans would hope for. But I would say a hope for them is that they can now attract their bigger players, because they're a big club. They're playing Champions League football next season. They got a well-known manager, and obviously Antonio Griezmann would be a good addition. However, one thing I do think is definitely vital next season is the likes of Ibra to perform again like he did this season. I know he was injured towards the end of the season, but he was old and no one expected the goals that he scored, and obviously without them goals they wouldn't have even finished 6th in the Premier League and probably not won Europa League. So really, I think it is essential that he needs to perform and not have a season where he doesn't really perform as much, because I think he's definitely vital to their season next year, and especially in the Champions League. So again, I'd say to improve in the summer for Manchester United, I'd say bigger players, possibly better going forward, because they drew a lot of home games this season. They drew at home to, I know, Swansea, and they drew 10 games at home, which were because they didn't score goals, frankly enough. And it was a lot of 1-0s, a lot of 0-0s. They didn't really have the players going forward. So obviously, Griezmann obviously will be great, and it'd be more options, more experience. Obviously, playing in the Champions League next season and playing the week, so they're going to be relying on their B team, if you want to call it that, to step up to the plate definitely. So obviously, they need to find some goals from somewhere. Okay, and then moving on, Man City, a very good manager, Pep Guardiola, possibly not the season that he hoped for, but then again, he's got Champions League football, and he can start again next season. And obviously, going forward, they're a massive threat. They've got the likes of Jesus, Aguero, this new Bernardo Silva they've signed, Sterling, Sane, Kevin De Bruyne. obviously, so like going forward, they seem fine. Like, and obviously when they want to rest their players playing against the weak Premier League teams or even playing in the Champions League in the first stages in the first games, then they can do that. Like in terms of going forward, because they've got on the bench and they've got in the reserves, they've got good players that are gonna get the points that they're looking for. So but then again, I would say to defensive issues there are this season has been a bit iffy, like not quite what Pep Guardiola wanted, like the fact that there's been few options at the back, or there hasn't really been as many clean sheets as he'd like. So I know he's conceded more goals than he wanted to, and probably like Company staying fit will be massive for the next season. I think that goes without saying. The fact that such a key centre half's been injured this season, when he has came in, he has looked a bright leader. He does look like he hasn't been injured at all. He looks like he's at home. He looks like he's in charge of that defence. And I think obviously keeping him fit next season, because they're going to be against a lot of better attacks in the Champions League, I think will definitely be vital. And I think bringing in a left back, possibly Mendy from Monaco. He's 21 years old, got far for Monaco last year in the Champions League. And he played in the Champions League. Obviously, it shows that he's got a little bit of experience. He's played there, and it shows that he's capable. In terms of a right back, they might be getting Walker. Like obviously, that's another player. Like to me, like not being biased, there's very few better fullbacks in the league than him and Rose. So obviously, that'd be a very good fullback to get him. But obviously, after that, like he might want to look at getting replacements for that, like sort of subs to play the easy sort of game, so they get the rest that they want. So that could be that's still like something for him. I think for him to look at. So some improvements for Man City. I'll just say the mainly defence, get a top right back and a top left back, and maybe a centre half. Because I think going forward and then midfield is fine and strong. Maybe like a centre midfielder, but Gundogan still got to come back, and he seemed very good before he got very seriously injured. And obviously Fernandinho does very well as well. Obviously despite his red cards, which didn't help my Buckley's boys dream team last season at all, mad. And moving on, lastly is Liverpool, who finished fourth in the end. They probably could have wrapped up top four a lot easier early in the season, but they got it in the end. They still have to qualify, which again is some more games for them to play. I think that's very. Correct me if I'm wrong. That might be very early on in the season, or might even before the Premier League actually starts. So again, that's another few games. For them, I'd say clearly the depth isn't enough. If you can compare their front two, or their front players compared to Man City's front line, they've got likes of Ben Woodburn and Trent Alexander-Arnold, and are they really the likes of players that you really want to be seeing against, trusting with, in the league when you want points, or against small Champions League teams? I don't think so. So obviously the depth is enough. I think they need this bench isn't good enough. It's not strong enough. And need a lot of changes. Obviously, Coutinho might be leaving. They need to bring more players in. They need more than just 11, even if that's good enough, to compete more in the Champions League. Because obviously, at the moment, they don't really stand much of a chance of competing, because you're going to be needing a lot of players, a lot of reserve players to step up to the plate, like I previously said. And they don't really seem to have the place to do that. And hopefully, for any Liverpool fans out there, that they will get some players in, and they will build a squad, and they will try and compete. And I think in order to do that will be by getting obviously more players in. So to summarise, I think Chelsea and City more likely to succeed than the others. That's what I think in the Premier League as well as the Champions League. So we'll just see how that goes. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and goodbye.